Okay, we'll go ahead and begin. So just find a comfortable seat wherever you are in your home. You can crisscross your legs. You can sit with them straight out in front of you. You can sit with the bottoms of your feet together, but we're just going to open up with some breath work and maybe a little mindfulness. So you want to find a position that you can be comfortable in for a couple of minutes. So once you find that, go ahead and close your eyes and just start to notice what you're feeling. You can notice things in your body. If things feel tired or tight, you can notice what you hear and feel around you. And you can notice your breath. So sometimes most of us are pretty shallow chest breathers if we're not really paying attention to it, but I want us, before we get started with any movement, to think about the breath and see if we can take it past the chest. So on your next inhale, think about breathing in through your nose and filling up your lungs, excuse me, from the bottom to the top, nice and slowly, just like you fill a glass of water. And then you can exhale in a way that is comfortable to you, either out of the mouth, or if you're familiar with yoga breath, you can breathe out of the nose. And we're going to empty the same way that you would empty that glass of water. So from the chest down to the bottom of your lungs. So let's try that again. Deep breath in through the nose, fill up from the bottom of the lungs to the top, into the chest, into the throat, and then exhale, throat, chest, lungs. So we'll do that a few more times. Deep breath in through the nose, feel your belly and your ribs press out in all directions, into the chest as it rises, and then exhale, sink back down to that empty space. Good, 2 more times. Deep breath in, and exhale. Last one, big breath in, and exhale. Now that we've done that a few times, let's think about relaxing your shoulders down your back. Maybe release your jaw and let your hands just come to rest on your knees. We're going to start at the top of the spine and slowly work our way down. If you get uncomfortable, please feel free to change positions at any time. This is meant to be a comfortable, wonderful practice, not anything that brings about major discomfort. So deep breath in again. And on your exhale, just drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. Hands can stay on your knees unless you've got a dog in your face you need to be petting. Take one more deep breath here. And exhale, release. Try to picture some of that tension on the top side of your neck being released with your breath. Then we'll inhale back through center and exhale left ear to left shoulder. Stay with your breath. Deep breath in. Feel the stretch get a little bit deeper. And big exhale, relax the top side of the neck. Then we'll inhale back through center. Take a couple of shoulder rolls, nice and big. Deep breath in, always coming through center, and exhale, take your gaze over the right shoulder like you're shaking your head no, but we're going to hold it at the right shoulder. Then we'll inhale to come back through center, exhale over the left shoulder. Inhale back through center. This time, we'll take your hands and interlace them behind your head. So the thumbs are going to run down the back of your neck, and your fingers kind of cradle the bottom of your head. On our inhale, we're going to reach up, reach the elbows back as you lift your chest up to the sky. And on your exhale, tuck your chin down and bring your elbows maybe to touch in front of your face. Inhale, reach up, lift, and exhale, tuck down. So when we're at the bottom here, we're not really pulling on the neck, we're just letting the elbows come together to help enhance that stretch. Let's go 2 more times. Move with your breath. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, tuck the chin down. 1 more. Inhale, open, lift, and exhale, come down. When you finish the exhale, release the hands back to your legs and just let your head float back up through center. Nice job. Take a couple of shoulder rolls again. We'll continue to move with the breath for this next series, moving down the spine into the thoracic area a little bit. So it's okay if you lose the breath and movement work. Just try to come back to it if you need to. So we'll inhale to reach the arms up, sit up tall. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat, left arm reaches up and over. Look up. Stay with your deep breaths. On your next inhale, we'll come up through center. And exhale, opposite side. Hand comes to the mat, top arm reaches over. Try to stay aware of both sit bones or your full hips staying down on the mat instead of leaning up to one side. Stay anchored down. Inhale to reach up. Your choice now. Exhale, come down. You can stay here and hold this side stretch for a few moments, few breaths, or you can start to move with your breath, inhaling to reach up and exhaling to come down, alternating sides. So it's up to you if you want to have a little bit faster paced breath and flow, or you can keep it slow and really feel the stretch. Whatever you choose, let's go 1 more time to each side until we're even. Good, I actually have 1 more to the left. And then we'll come back through center, big inhale, reach up, keep your sit bones locked into the earth. And now we're gonna exhale to twist to the right. So deep breath in again. On your exhale, twist to face the right side. Your right hand will come to make a secondary spine. Your left hand will come to the outside of the right knee. Couple deep breaths here. So inhale to fill up, sit up tall. And exhale to release the stretch. One more breath here. Maybe you take your gaze back towards the right shoulder and add a little bit into the neck again. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Sit up tall. Left hand becomes your secondary spine, pushing into the mat right at the base of your spine. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Couple deep breaths. Maybe you take your gaze back towards the left shoulder, taking the twist all the way up into the neck. And then we'll inhale to come back through center. Now, just like we did for the side bends, you can exhale and hold this stretch again back to the first side, or you can continue to move with the breath. So you'll inhale to come up, and then you'll exhale to twist. Then you'll inhale to come back up. So you move with each part of the breath cycle. If that feels too fast for you today, then you will hold for 1 or 2 full rounds of the breath once you're in your twist. 1 more time to each side. Let's stay even. And we'll inhale to come back through center. Exhale, hands to your heart. And let's just close your eyes again. Now that we've moved a little bit and kind of come into our bodies, let's think about maybe a little intention that you can set for your practice today. If you are here just to support me, I truly appreciate you. If you are here for yourself to kick off your last day of the weekend well, then think about what you need from today and kind of absorb that mindset through the rest of this practice. Take one more deep breath in here. And then we'll be coming around to a tabletop position. So this is where if you have a towel or a blanket, it might be helpful for you to put it underneath your knees. So I have my yoga blanket right here, but again, you could also use a pillow. It's just something to stay gentle. Make sure this practice stays gentle and not painful. We'll come around to our hands and knees. Pulling around with angles, I might have to switch that. But we're in a tabletop position and we're going to go through some cat and cows. So hands right underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes underneath you in the back to help stretch out the bottoms of the feet. So my toes, you can see over to the side, are just tucked like that. On your inhale, we'll drop the belly down, reach your chest forward. And on your exhale, press up into your cat. Tuck your chin to your chest and your tail underneath your hips in the back. And then we'll inhale again. Drop the belly down, reach the chest forward. And exhale, press up. One more time, just like this. Inhale down through cow. And exhale to cat. And then we'll just move in a way that your body is asking for. So maybe that takes some tail wagging side to side. My hips are moving side to side in the back. It might feel good to kind of roll your shoulders here in this position. And maybe even take some kind of barrel rolls. So find what feels nice to you. And any little kinks you need to get out of your spine. One more breath cycle here. Hi, Sissy. Anyone else have pets at home that are joining them? Okay. All right, we're going to continue to move with the breath. So from your tabletop, maybe take a deep breath in to inhale through your tabletop, and then exhale back to child's pose. And then we'll inhale up to tabletop and exhale to child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to child's pose. One more time. Inhale to tabletop and exhale to child's pose. So if this pattern feels really nice to you, you can continue to do tabletop to child's pose. If you want to advance a little bit to downward facing dog, we'll start to alternate downward facing dog with child's pose on the exhales. So here's how that would look. Watch it, Miley. Okay, so we're inhaling to tabletop. Tuck your toes in the back. Exhale to lift the hips and press back with your hands to downward facing dog. Reach the heels down to the mat. Inhale, come back to tabletop. Exhale, back to child's pose. So let's go 2 more times through that. Or again, you can continue to just do tabletop to child's pose. So inhale to tabletop. Exhale to downward facing dog, if that's what you're choosing. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to child's pose. One more time through. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Excuse me. Reach your heels down. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Let's just stay here in child's pose for a few breaths. I'd like to invite you to play around with taking the knees a little bit wider. So your toes will come together and your knees will go wide to the sides of your mat. And that just lets your hips open up a little bit more and sink down into your... 2 One more deep breath here. And then we'll inhale to come up. And we're just going to slide forward on the mat or in your space so that you're laying down completely on your belly. All right, Sissy, you're about to get addicted. So if you have your blanket in the way, you may want to move it to the side, or sometimes it's nice to keep it as a cushion underneath your hips. So we're going to come down. Take your hands out to the side and let's bring the left ear down to the mat. Just take a moment to breathe here. As you let the weight come off of your spine from this changed position. Then we'll bring the hands underneath your shoulders, elbows go back right alongside your sides. Inhale to just baby lift the chest up. And exhale to come down. We'll do that again. Inhale to baby lift the chest up. I'm not pushing into my hands. I'm using mostly my back muscles, so I can release my hands. They're just kind of there for a little bit of support. Exhale, come down. One more time right here. Inhale to lift. This move is really great for our posture muscles, especially if you sit at a desk all day or on your phone a lot. This is a great move you can do to strengthen your backside. And exhale, come down. Bring those hands out to the side again, this time taking the right ear to the mat. One more deep breath like this. And then we'll bring the hands back underneath you, just like before. Inhale to lift. This time just take a tiny twist through the neck to look over the right shoulder. Exhale, come down. Inhale to lift, tiny twist of the neck to look over the left shoulder. Exhale, come down. One more time to each side. Inhale, lift, tiny look over the right shoulder. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift, tiny look over the left shoulder. And come down. Okay, next we're going to go into a half frog. So I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So I might take a peek up to look. But we're going to take the right leg and bring it up alongside your hip in kind of a 90-degree angle here. So this is where I'm going to peek up and see. Okay, you can see me. So the right leg's coming straight out from my hip. I have a 90-degree bend at the right knee and a 90-degree bend down at the right ankle. So for some of us, this might be pretty intense through the hips, but I encourage you to just take deep breaths in and long, slow exhales out to help relieve some of that initial tension. Visualize your hips here and also on this side, and see if you can release some of that tension out with each exhale. So then we'll just rest the upper body down, maybe take the left or right ear to the mat as well. And just breathe through this hip opener here. Something else you can think about is trying to rotate this right hip down to the mat a little bit more, which will force or encourage the right leg to come out away from the hip a little bit more, and we'll just provide more of an opening feeling. One more breath here. And we'll inhale, just slide the right leg back, straight out behind you. Switch sides for your ears. And then we'll bring the left knee out from the left side. Can you see it? Yep. So left leg's coming straight out. Try to find 90 degrees at the knee and 90 degrees at the ankle. Rotate the left hip down. See how my leg's kind of moving out as I draw the left hip bone down. And then find your comfortable resting position to breathe through this. Big inhale. Long, slow exhale as you breathe out some of that tension right from those hips. One more breath. On your next inhale, we'll slide the left foot down to meet the right. And then just bring both your feet up over your knees, and we'll take the feet side to side. Very good. I hope you guys are feeling great. We're going to roll over to our backside now. So you can just roll right over where you are. This way, I'm going to flip around so that I can see you. See me. So if you have the towel or strap or belt, let's go ahead and grab it now. We're going to move into a little hamstring, hip, and low back stretch. This is one of my favorites, especially, for runners, but really for anybody. So we'll take your strap or belt, whatever you've got, and take it around the bottom of the right foot. We'll very slowly lean back and just take the foot straight up over your hips. If you don't have a strap, you can just interlace your fingers behind the leg that's in the air, and that will work for support just as well. So deep breath in, breathe the leg up over the hips. Big exhale, release some tension. If you feel any tension in your low back, you can bring the left foot in to bend the knee, and that will provide some support for your back. Again, we don't want to have any pain in any of these stretches. Couple deep breaths here. Think about relaxing through your shoulders, relax through your jaw. Take a look to your right. Make sure you've got plenty of room to open the leg out to the right side. If you don't, maybe readjust. So deep breath in. On your exhale, the right leg is just going to open up as far as your hips will let you. We have no goal to get the leg all the way down to the floor. We just want to have a nice hip opening stretch right here. If you can get to the floor, that's great. But I want you to make sure that that left hip isn't coming up off the ground to help you get there. We want to stay locked in, square to the earth, which may pull the right leg up like mine a little bit, but we can slowly ease down. Deep breath in, slow breath out. On your next inhale, we'll come back through center. Let's not go into that full twist yet. We're going to switch hands with the strap and take the right foot just barely across the midline of your body. Again, my right hip is staying down on the mat. Only the leg is coming across. And then if you want a little bit more of a stretch, gently pull the right leg back towards the back of the room. Just the teeniest bit. This is a great IT band stretch, which is connected to your QL muscle, which is right here on the back side of your hip. And so this stretch is targeting that muscle, which in effect runs down into the IT band. Okay, if this is feeling really, really great to you, stay right here. If you would like to gently extend this stretch up to your low back, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, just very slowly drop the right leg over to the left side. You may need to scooch your left hip back underneath you a little bit and then slowly continue to drop the leg. Again, we're not trying to get the foot down to the mat. That's what the strap is for, to provide support where it's needed. And you just want to go as far as feels comfortable and good to you. You can take the right arm out to the side to help open through the chest a little bit. And maybe extend the twist all the way up the spine by taking your eyes over to your right hand as well. Hello, puppy. One more deep breath here. We'll inhale to come back through center with the leg. Use the strap to help you so you're not just trying to lift that leg with your body. Recenter your hips. And inhale, bring the right knee down to the chest for a little squeeze. You can grab around the shin or between the thigh and the calf and just gently pull down. Maybe take the foot in some circles around the ankle. And then we'll switch legs. So bring the right leg down to the mat, and the left foot in. We'll take the strap around the bottom of the left foot. Inhale to reach the left foot up to the ceiling, and exhale to settle into this stretch. Okay, sissy. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Pay attention to also the difference between your right and left side. There probably is one, and that's okay. It's just something good to pay attention to. All right, we'll extend this out to the left side. Take a glance over there. Make sure you have room to drop your left foot out to the side. Deep breath in. And exhale to open up nice and slowly. Paying attention again to differences in your two sides. Really try to keep that right hip anchored down as you open up. My leg is shaking a little bit. That's okay. Use your strap to help give support where you need it. So again, we don't have to touch the floor. Settle in here for a few deep breaths. On your next inhale, we'll use the strap to pull the foot back up over center. Switch hands and we'll take the leg just barely across the midline here or the outside of that hip stretch. And again, you can add on gently by bringing the foot back behind you ever so slightly, just the tiniest bit. Couple breaths here. If this feels really wonderful to you and you want to sit in it a little bit longer, please do so. If you are craving that low back twist, go ahead and start to drop the left foot across your body towards the right side, just as far as feels good. Remember, the strap is there to help you. And we'll take the left arm out to the left side, open through the chest, and maybe gaze towards your left hand. One more full, deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Now we'll gently bring the foot back over center. Both hips come back to the mat. Readjust through center. And then hug your left knee down to your chest. Take the foot in circles around the ankle. We've got time for one last stretch. I'm going to walk us through Happy Baby. If there is some other stretch that you would like to do, go ahead and do that for yourself. So we'll be heading to Savasana after this one. So for Happy Baby, you're going to take your hands inside of your knees, reaching for the outsides of your feet. Pull your knees down towards your underarms, and then you'll just kind of rock side to side, playing around, enjoying the little massage on your low back. You can also alternate straightening the knees if that feels good. So just play here. If you're choosing a different stretch, something else that you need today, I totally encourage that. One more deep breath. Okay, when you finish that stretch, we'll start to set up for your Savasana. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. I encourage you to just find something that is comfortable for you. For many of us, this is flat on our backs. Your legs can be extended to the top of your space, or maybe you bend your knees to give some support to your low back. If you're wanting more of a hip opener, you can bring the bottoms of your feet together like this to let your knees come out to the side. From a laying down position, you can go with your legs up on the chair like I showed in my picture yesterday. But just get comfortable and cozy as we settle down, and I walk us through a little meditation before we finish up. If you have access to eye pillows or blankets, go ahead and get those and just cozy on up. So once you're settled, we'll bring our attention back to the breath. Deep breath in through the nose. Feel your belly fill up, and big, slow exhale out of the mouth. As you continue to breathe, take a little scan down your body, starting at the top of your head. And as you exhale, try to release tension from each joint moving down your body. So we'll start at your jaw. On your next exhale, release your teeth from one another, the top teeth from the bottom teeth. On your next exhale, relax through your shoulders and your chest. On your next exhale, relax through your arms and your hands. On your next exhale, relax through your mid-torso and your low back. On your next exhale, relax through the glutes and the hips, trying to release any tension that your muscles are holding on to. Just breathe it right out. On your next exhale, release through your ankles and your feet. Let them fall to the sides. And finally, on this last conscious exhale, release and relax your mind and your heart. Trying to let go of things that are worrying you or that might be out of your control. We'll settle into some silence for just a few minutes. I will bring you back in about 2 to 3 minutes, so don't worry about falling asleep or being left behind. But just try to listen to what comes to the front of your mind when you give it time to relax, or when you settle your own thoughts down enough, what kind of ideas or answers might be presented to you from the silence. And just know that whatever thoughts are coming up are okay, and you can kind of greet them and set them to the side. Take one final big deep breath in and a long, slow exhale out. Start to invite some gentle movement back to your fingers and toes. Let that movement come up your body. You can roll over to the right or left side when it feels comfortable and gently press yourself up. Or if you need a little more time down on the floor, take it. We'll close with a deep breath in together. Big breath in, reach the arms up. Big exhale out, hands come to your heart. Take a moment to find some gratitude for the space that you made in your morning to practice this. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Bye.